بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. وعن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: من صام رمضان وعرف حدوده وتحفظ مما ينبغي أن يتحفظ كفر ما قبله. صدق الله العظيم وصدق الرسول النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, as the very blessed and noble month of Ramadan is drawing near, we can all feel the happiness and the joy and the excitement and the expectation, inshallah, of this Mubarak month. I know the past 2 years have been very heavy upon everybody. Our Ramadans have not been, normal. One of our Ramadans obviously was spent at home. There was no Taraweeh. And, the other Ramadan also, it was a little bit difficult, and there's social distancing, and certain masjids have registration, and I don't know what type of things, you see nowadays. But by Allah's fadl and karam, that was a means for us to learn how to appreciate the great bounty of Allah Azza wa Jal, to value this fasting, to value the community, to value the masjid. And when many people ask me, what is the way that I can enhance my Ramadan? And what's the way that I can better my Ramadan, upgrade my Ramadan? We're upgrading everything. Every year we upgrade our phones. Or every day, every few years we upgrade our computers and our laptops, get the most high-tech, most advanced system. But in our deen, do we upgrade? What is the way that we upgrade? How do we upgrade our Quran? How do we upgrade our fasting? For what Allah brought us to this world for. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah did not create jinn and ins except for His worship. Has it come to our mind ever, how do I upgrade my fasting? How do I upgrade my salah? How do I upgrade my Quran? For which Allah will ask about this, every single one of them. Allah Ta'ala will ask about every single fast, about every single prayer, about our charity, about all of these things will be asked of. Now a person knowing that Allah will ask me about these things, is it not appropriate that we should prepare for that? With that being said, Allah Azza wa Jal mentions, what is the objective now here with this Ramadan? Every year we've been fasting. From the time that we, reach maturity, some children, mashallah, being in a Muslim household, they see their elders, they're fasting from the time that they don't even have to fast. You have kids at 7, 8, 9 years old, they want to fast because they see their parents are fasting. But from that age we are fasting, from the age 7. Now we're, 20 or 30 or 40 or 80. What have we gotten out of this fast? What is the objective of this fasting? I wanted to read this Maktubah Sharif, a very important thing. What is the objective of any of our deeds in Sharia? This Maktub is from the Maktubat Imam Rabbani, Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Fisani Rahmatullah Alayh, very great Shaykh Ahmad Sarhindi. And he writes in this letter, कि मक़सूद az a'mal al-shariat wa ahwal al-tariqat wa haqiqat تزكية نفس وتصفية قلب است. بشنوین که چقدر یک نقطه مهمه در اینجا امام ربانی رحمت الله علیه اینجا ذکر کرده که مقصود از اعمال شریعت و احوال طریقت و حقیقت, that the objective of all of the a'mal of sharia and all of tariqah, purification, what is the objective of all of these things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed? And similarly, Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah al-Jawziyya has mentioned in his book that the objective of all of the things that Allah has revealed, whether it be prayer, whether it be fasting in the month of Ramadan, whether it be zakat, whether it be hajj, all of the objective is one. تصفية القلب وتزكية النفس. I want to get to the main point. میں فرمایا کہ مقصود از اعمال شریعت و احوال طریقت و حقیقت تزکیه نفس و تصفیه قلب است تا نفس مزکا نشود و قلب سلامتی پیدا نکند، ایمان حقیقی که نجات وابسته به آن است میسر نشود. Listen to what he's saying. That until the nafs is not purified, until the heart is not cleaned, until the heart is not removed from all the evil qualities, وَقَلْبْ سَلَامَتِي پَيْدَا نَكُنَدْ, and the heart does not become قَلْبِ سَلِيم. What the Shaykh is mentioning is directly correlated to the ayah of Quran Kareem, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيم. The day that nothing will benefit you when you stand before Allah except the one who stands to Allah with a qalb salim. Kita nafs muzakka nashawat wa qalb salamati paida nakunad iman haqiqi. Yani the perfection of iman will not be achieved until this nafs becomes purified, until this heart is removed from all of the evil qualities. Ki najat wa basta ba honest. Najat wa basta ba honest. Yani, a person's salvation is dependent upon perfecting his faith. And a person's faith is dependent upon purification of that heart, purification of that nafs. कि हर चीज़ के खुदावंद ताला दर कुरान व दर हदीस व दर आमाल शरीयत व तरीक़त नाज़िल कदा बैनमीज़ के क़ल्ब मा मुसफ़्फ़ा व मुज़क्का शवा. Everything that has been revealed, all of it has been revealed to purify these hearts. I'm going to get to the main point. And then he goes on to another thing, but the maktubat of Imam al-Rabbani is very, very beautiful because it explains, okay, what is now the purpose of Ramadan? Now that we know the purpose of Ramadan, Imam Rabbani here, he mentions, again I will mention this, maqsood as a'mal al-shariat wa ahwal al-tariqat wa haqiqat. What is the objective of all the a'mal of the sharia? And what we do in, supposedly the tariqah, that people have tariqah, or people have a way that they follow, they have awrad. What is the objective of all of these things? Tazkiyah nafs wa tasfiyah qalb. Purification of the heart and rectification of our morals and character. Now, if we look at every single hukum that Allah has revealed, every single hukum, Allah Azza wa Jal, first starting with the month of Ramadan, كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Fasting has been ordained upon you, just as it's been ordained upon the people before you. Why? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so that you attain the God consciousness. مشاهدة خدا را حاصل کنی که در هر وقت خدا مرا میبینه. This is the reality of what fasting of the month of Ramadan is. So when people ask, how can I upgrade my Ramadan? The way that we can upgrade our Ramadan is know what the objective of it is. For what has it been revealed? But it's خداوند تعالی ایره نازل کرده که تصفیه قلبت بکنه، اصلاح اخلاقت بکنه که تو انسان شوی. That we become human beings, that we attain this maqam of لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, the maqam of taqwa. What is the maqam of taqwa? That you know that Allah sees you at every juncture. When we in the month of Ramadan for 30 days, we enter into this madrasa, the madrasatul Ramadan, the institution of Ramadan. What does it teach us? That we have halal food in the fridge. We have halal water to drink. You're extremely thirsty and you're very hungry and nobody is there to watch you. But what do? You withhold yourself. You withhold yourself. Nobody's there to see you. Your mom's not there to see you. Your parents aren't there to see you. Or your spouse or your family is not there to see you. You could just go in the bathroom, right, and take a drink out of the sink. Nobody would see you on a very, very hot day, but you don't do it. What is that is holding you back from not doing that? This is called taqwa. The consciousness of Allah. The consciousness of Allah Azza wa Jal. And when you practice that for this 30 days, what happens? This starts becoming a malaka. It starts becoming second nature to you. You know the first day of Eid? When you're having something to eat and you say, oh my God, wait a minute. You start doubting yourself. You eat something and then you're holding yourself back. Wait a minute. Because you've been practicing that self-restraint and withholding yourself for 30 days, it has now become second nature. Allahu Akbar. My dear brothers and sisters, this haqiqah, this reality of fasting, if it comes inside of a person, you will be able to withhold yourself from anything. If you can guard your stomach, you can guard your mouth from drinking, from eating, that which is the most essential thing of living. If you can withhold yourself from that, then what? You can withhold yourself from backbiting. You can withhold yourself from looking at that which is inappropriate. You can withhold yourself from thinking evil thoughts, looking at evil, listening to evil, speaking evil. This is why we are destroyed. This is why we have all the problems. Every sin that is committed on this earth, is it not committed because we cannot withhold our nafsani impulses? Isn't this not what? Any crime that is committed on this earth, from murder all the way down to the lowest of holding an envy or a grudge inside of your heart, every single one of them is because of our nafsani impulses that we don't have control over. That the nafs al-lawama, that self-reproaching nafs inside of you is telling you, don't do it, and then you just listen to it. But in this Mubarak month of Ramadan, it's that, you can say, mechanism that we are working on, that mechanism that we are strengthening for 30 days, so when outside of Ramadan comes, we become a better person. People that don't become the slave of the nafs. People that don't become the slave of the nafs, but they become the slave of Allah Azza wa Jal. My dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the malaika prostrate to our father Adam. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the malaika prostrate to Adam alayhi salam. What was it in our father Adam that made him worthy of the sajda and the prostration of the malaika? What made that? What was that? وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. Allah Azza wa Jal had given Adam the ilm. But on top of that, the malaika, they asked Allah Ta'ala a question. They asked Allah this question, أَتَخْلُقُ فِيهَا مَنْ يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاءِ وَنَحْنُ نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ قَالَ إِنِّي أَعْلَمُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Allah Ta'ala, when He commanded the angels to prostrate, and when He commanded the angels to, when He created Adam, the question that was asked by the malaika, are you going to create such a creation that is going to shed blood and cause mischief on this earth? Allah said, I know that which you do not know. Lo and behold, when human beings came to this earth, the angels don't have nafs. The angels don't have desires. The angels don't have an inclination to eat, to drink, to have family. They have no desire to procreate. They have no shahwa, they have no lust, they have no desires. لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. They do not disobey Allah and they do exactly as Allah has been commanded. Now, Allah put inside of us desires. Allah put inside of us lust. Allah put inside of us a nafs. Allah put inside of us all of these things that's constantly pulling us away. Allah put inside of us, Allah put us in alamul dunya. Allah hid Himself from us in alamul ghaib, in the world of the unseen. We are human beings that are surrounded by all the odds against us. We have a nafs. Inna a'da aduwika nafsuka allati bayna jambayk. Your worst enemy is the nafs that's inside of you, and Allah put that inside of us. We have the dunya that's surrounding us, constantly beguiling us and deceiving us that we're going to be here forever and ever. And we have a shahwat and lust and temptations and hawa. And we have Iblis, the enemy, that's constantly, advertising the bad to be good. How is it that we are making it? That is why, my dear brothers and sisters, when insan is able, through fasting, and insan is able to achieve this maqam, he is able to withhold himself from the desires of the nafs. He is able to desist from the demands of the nafs. He is able to fulfill the commandments of Allah Azza wa Jal and not become a slave to his desires, he becomes worthy of the sajda of the malaika. Allahu Akbar. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We have created insan and made him with this possibility to become of the best of forms, the best of possibilities. You can be the best of yourself, the best outcome of yourself, the best version of yourself. Allah Azza wa Jal has instilled that within us to become masjudul malaika. My dear brothers and sisters, what are you? Adamiyat lahmu shahmu post nest. Adamiyat juz rizai dost nest. ای آدمی بودن تو این نیست که تو گوشت و پوست و لحم و شحم داری، استخوان داری، حیوان هم داره. Maulana Rumi rahmatullahi says, your being a human is not that you have meat and flesh and bones. Dog and a cat and a pig also have that. What is your adamiyat? Adamiyat juz rizai dost nist. Adamiyat juz rizai dost nist. Your being adami is that you do what Allah has commanded. You don't do what your nafs has commanded. This is the objective of Ramadan. Ramadan wants to bring you to this taqwa, that you see only the command of Allah, not even food, not even water, not even desire, not even your necessities. Is food haram? Is water, drinking water, is it haram? But Allah Azza wa Jal, in that month, Allah is showing even the malaika that you see, water, my slave cannot live without it. بدون آو کسی زنده میمانه، لیکن خداوند تعالی بنده های فرشته های خود نشان میده بیبی که مؤوه که با نجات خود ضرورت داره از مؤوم مانع میشه اگر من حکم به تو میره. He will stay away from even water if I command him to stay away from water. He will stay away from food if I command him to stay away from food. This is an abd. This is a true slave of Allah Azza wa Jal, not a slave of nafs. This is the objective of Ramadan, to make you the best version of yourself. To make you what Allah had created you to be, masjudul malaika, that who was worthy of the prostration of the malaika. Do we know what is insan? This is what is insan. Juz rizai dost nest. Adamiyat juz rizai dost nest. Idga adami gufta mesha. I haywana و shaitan هستند در صورت آدمی. آدمی نیست. I آدمی صورت است. Shaitan است در داخل. All these others that we see, that when the nafs says jump, he says how high. When the nafs says, go and do this, he says, okay, I'll do it. He is a complete worshipper of the nafs, and Allah Azza wa Jal mentions about this, أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. Have you not seen the one who has taken his own nafs as a god? Have you not seen that person who has taken his own nafs as a god? Allah Ta'ala is saying that this is also a reality. And this is the cult of self-worship. This is the religion of today. It's not atheism. Even atheists worship something. Everybody worships something. Somebody said, Shah Abdul Aziz rahmatullah alayhi, he said, you're either Abdul Rahman or Abdul Shaitan. You have to be one. You gotta be the slave of something. Some people say, I don't follow organized religion. I don't want to be the slave of anybody. Oh, you are definitely the slave of somebody. But you gotta just decide whose slave you want to be. You want to be the abd and the slave of Rahman, or you want to be the slave of Shaitan? I'd rather be the slave of Rahman, because I know everything that he commands me will make me the best version of myself. What Allah had created. What? لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We have created insan to become the best of all creation. ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. But when he does not, when he refuses, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. Successful is the one who purifies himself from the worship of the nafs. And failure and destroyed is the one who, right, leaves his nafs defiled. Which one do you choose? You could be the slave of Rahman, or you could be the slave of Shaitan. You're not gonna be. You don't say that I'm not the slave of anybody. I don't follow. I'm free. Nobody's free. We're all incarcerated by something. We all follow something. We're all the slaves of something. You just have to choose who you want to be the slave of. The slave of your lower desires, or the slave of the higher commandments of Allah Azza wa Jal, who by doing that wants us to become those who are worthy of the sajda and the prostration of the angels. Those who the angels marvel. The angels marvel at us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us worthy of that. May Allah make this, people ask, how do I upgrade this Ramadan? Upgrade this Ramadan by fulfilling the objective of Ramadan, to become this what Allah Ta'ala commanded you. So in this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, Man sama Ramadana, wa arafa hududahu, wa tahaffaza mimma yanbaghi lahu an yatahaffaz, kaffar Allahu ma qablahu. The objective of Ramadan was this, the one who fasts the month of Ramadan, he understands the boundaries of it. He just doesn't go and do whatever he wants to do. His mouth is closed from eating and drinking, and that's it. No, anybody could do that. You take an animal from suhoor time to iftari time and put it inside a cage. Just lock it in a cage and don't give it food. From morning till evening, it will be sa'im. True or false? You take a horse, lock it up in the stable, take away everything, water, hay, everything, lock it up. Is it not sa'im? It's sa'im from morning to evening. What's the difference between your fasting and the fasting of a donkey? You just tie up the mouth, lock it upside the cage, and leave it there. Nothing. They don't get no ajr. The donkey still remains a donkey. Your fast, when it makes you something, is here. وَتَحَفَّظَ مِمَّا يَنْبَغِي لَهُ أَنْ يَتَحَفَّظ. That you guard yourself from that which is necessary for you to guard yourself from. Then only كَفَّرَ مَا قَبْلَهُ. It will be a kafara for all the things that you did before. If you want to upgrade your fast, fast the fasting of the eyes. Don't look at what is inappropriate. Fast the fasting of the tongue. Don't speak that which is inappropriate. Fast the fasting of the heart. Don't think of those deliberately, those things which are inappropriate. Fast the fasting of the ears. Don't listen to those things that are inappropriate. Subhanallah, when a person is able to achieve this, what do you become? You become ahsan taqweem. This is the objective. This is the way, insha'Allah, we can upgrade this Mubarak month of Ramadan. May Allah give us the tawfiq to do what has been mentioned. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Subhanakallahumma hamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta.